Hello and welcome to Daily Pod NYC by Zebratruth. I'm your host, Robert Smith, and today we're discussing the latest news and updates from the Big Apple. Joining me is our expert, Laura Garcia. Laura, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, Robert. It's great to be here.
So, let's dive right in. We've got a lot to cover today. First up, the high-profile trial of Sean Diddy Combs has begun. Laura, can you give us an update on what's happening in the courtroom?
Yes, Robert. The trial is expected to last 8 weeks, and the prosecution has presented some damning evidence against Combs. The allegations include kidnapping, arson, drugs, sex crimes, bribery, and obstruction. The defense is arguing that Combs' lifestyle was indulgent, but not illegal. It's going to be a long and intense trial, and we'll be keeping a close eye on it.
Wow, that's quite a list of charges. I'm sure our listeners are curious about the details. Can you tell us more about the evidence presented so far?
Well, Robert, the prosecution has presented testimony from Combs' former girlfriend, Cassie, as well as video evidence. The judge has instructed the jurors to base their decisions solely on the court evidence, which is crucial in a case like this. Combs has pleaded not guilty, and if convicted, he's facing at least 15 years in prison.
That's a serious consequence. Moving on to some more positive news, the Dow Jones Industrial Average has skyrocketed over 1,000 points, following an agreement between China and the U.S. to implement temporary tariff cuts. Laura, what does this mean for the global economy?
This is a significant development, Robert. The agreement marks a step towards easing the prolonged trade tensions between the two economic superpowers. The deal has sparked optimism in the financial markets, with investors welcoming the potential reduction in trade barriers. However, some analysts caution that this is a temporary measure, and long-term resolution is still uncertain.
That's a great point, Laura. It's always important to look at the bigger picture. Now, let's talk about something a bit more local. Colombian artist Mauricio Monroy is making waves with his unique string art inspired by urban landscapes. Laura, can you tell us more about his work?
Mauricio Monroy is a talented artist based in Brooklyn, and his work is truly fascinating. He uses drawing, painting, and colored string to create pieces inspired by nature, people, animals, and landscapes. His process often starts with photographing urban landscapes and then recreating them using string. It's amazing to see how he highlights the beauty of sacred geometries, revealing the underlying structures in both natural and human-made worlds.
That sounds incredible. I'd love to see his work in person. Now let's switch gears and talk about elections. We've got a great article titled, "Elections in the Hot Seat: Why Narratives Now Trump Policies." Laura, can you summarize the main points for us?
Robert, this article is really insightful. It argues that elections are no longer just about policies. They're about narratives and emotional responses. Voters value candidates who channel their worldview, and policy specifics matter less than narrative and authenticity. We saw this play out in the NYC mayoral race, where endorsements and perceived authenticity may outweigh detailed policies.
That's a really interesting perspective. It's clear that the way we approach elections is changing. Now let's talk about some local news. We've got an affordable housing lottery opening for 27 units at 1026 3rd Avenue in Lenox Hill. Laura, can you give us the details?
Yes, Robert. This is a great opportunity for those looking for affordable housing in the city. The lottery offers 27 units, ranging from studios to 2 bedrooms, with rents from $960 to $4,347 per month. The building features amenities like a gym, rooftop, and outdoor terraces, and it's pet-friendly. The city's inclusionary housing program and 421 tax incentive make these prices possible, aiming to diversify high-cost neighborhoods.
That sounds like a fantastic opportunity. Now, let's move on to some environmental news. We've got a roundup of events happening in Greenpoint this month. Laura, can you tell us more about what's going on?
Robert, May is shaping up to be a busy month for environmental events and meetings in Greenpoint. There's the North Greenpoint Construction Task Force meeting, the Brooklyn CB1 combined board meeting and public hearing, a McCarran Park tree bed cleanup, and a meeting focused on remediation efforts at 29 Clay Street. These events highlight the ongoing efforts to balance development and environmental conservation in Greenpoint, with active community participation.
That's great to see the community coming together to address these important issues. Finally, let's talk about some local politics. We've got a competitive primary election coming up in NYC's District 33. Laura, can you give us an update on the race?
Yes, Robert. Sabrina Gates has entered the race, challenging incumbent Lincoln wrestler. Gates has the backing of Brooklyn Democratic Party's chair, Rodney's Bichot Hermelin, an ally of Mayor Eric Adams. This rematch from 2021 has sparked local interest, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks, Laura, for joining me on the show and providing such great insights into the latest news and updates from NYC.
Thanks, Robert. It was a pleasure being on the show.
And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in to Daily Pod NYC by Zebratruth. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on social media for more updates from the city that never sleeps. Until next time, stay informed and stay engaged.